Hello everyone, this is VGTI here with a theory for Life is Strange, which is a game that I haven't talked about yet, but it's a series that I'm a huge fan of ever since it came out and when I first tried it. It's 3 episodes in right now. It's an episodic series made by Don't Nod Entertainment, and there's going to be 5 episodes total, with the 4th episode right around the corner as of right now. So if you guys haven't played it, like I always say, go play it. Especially because this theory video contains spoilers for all of the episodes that are out right now, 1, 2, and 3. So, on to the theory. My theory involves the animals that appear throughout the episodes in Life is Strange, and there are 3 specific animals that I want to focus on for this theory. The first animal is the blue butterfly that we see in episode 1. The second animal is the doe that we're always seeing, the one that you can't see in photographs. And the third and final animal is the blue bird that you let into Chloe's house in episode 1. All of these animals are very important, and here's why. Life is Strange briefly mentions the idea of a spirit animal. When you talk to Samuel over at the girls' dormitories, he talks about spirit animals and how a squirrel is his spirit animal, and he wonders what yours is. It's quite clear that Max's spirit animal is a doe, and this relates to her in multiple ways. First off, the shirt she wears. She always wears shirts that have a doe on them, and you could also connect her similarities to a doe in her appearance and her personality, her shy and timid personality. She's very doe-like, so it's pretty clear, at least to me, that her spirit animal is a doe. But what about the other characters? There are 2 characters I want to focus on, Chloe Price and Rachel Amber. Rachel Amber is a very important character, but we have not seen her because she is missing. She is the crux of the mystery that is going on in Life is Strange, and nobody knows what has happened to her, and some people are trying to find out, including Max and Chloe. So what's Rachel's spirit animal? I believe that Rachel's spirit animal is a butterfly. What are the connections? There aren't a whole lot, to be quite honest. However, I'll get to that in a second. Let's move on to Chloe. What's her spirit animal? I believe her spirit animal is the blue bird that we see. Now, keep all of this in mind as I go on to the main point of this theory, because all of this probably isn't making much sense just yet. My belief and my theory is that these 3 animals are connected to these characters. They're linked to these characters in more ways than one. I believe that they symbolically represent these characters. But in what way? Well, to figure that out, we have to go on to the question of Rachel Amber. What happened to her and where is she? My theory is that Rachel Amber is stuck in an alternate timeline, and she has no way of getting out of it. Think of it similarly to how Max is now stuck in an alternate timeline at the end of episode 3 due to her going back so far in the past and saving Chloe's father. This is sort of like what happened to Rachel Amber, except Rachel Amber cannot get back, she's stuck. However, I believe that Rachel Amber found some sort of way to signal to the future, or to the alternate timeline, that she is over there. I believe that Rachel Amber has the same time powers that Max does, but this is why this all happened to her. Somehow, Rachel Amber figured out a way to signal to the alternate timeline, to the timeline that we play in, that she is stuck in time. The way she does this is through an animal. What animal? The blue butterfly that we see in episode 1, at the very beginning, when we're in the girls' bathroom. That blue butterfly is the first thing Max sees before she gets her time powers. The connections are pretty clear, not to mention the fact that Rachel Amber is Chloe Price's best friend, and this whole event where we see the butterfly happens just before Chloe gets shot by Nathan Prescott. Think of it as Rachel Amber guiding Max along the right path, making sure that she's making the right decisions and doing the correct things. It's also possible that Rachel Amber is not stuck in an alternate timeline similar to how Max is now, but she could be in some sort of negative space or something that we have not seen yet. This is hinted at when you see Nathan's creepy drawing, or rather writing, where he's constantly scribbling Rachel in the dark room. That has a lot of significance, and it could relate to what has happened to her and where she actually is. But either way, I think the whole signaling point from a different timeline, or a different place entirely, still stands. But then that leads us to the other two animals, the doe and the bird. How does the doe relate? Well, it's very important because it's Max's spirit animal. So what is going on with that? If the butterfly is Rachel Amber signaling from somewhere else, trying to guide Max along the right path and hopefully end up saving her, then does that mean that the doe is Max signaling from somewhere else? This is actually quite possible. It's possible that Max, being stuck in the alternate timeline that she is at the end of episode 3, it's possible that she's signaling from that timeline, guiding Max along to make the right choices and to end up where she needs to be to help her. I don't know how this will all connect, and we'll just have to see when episode 4 comes out, but I believe that the doe, or at least whenever we see the doe, is Max from somewhere else in time, signaling to the Max that we play as. A further connection is the fact that when Max takes a picture of this doe, it doesn't appear in the photograph. It's ghostly, translucent. We can see through it outside of the camera, but in the camera, in the photo, we can't see it. Why is this? Because when Max takes a picture of the butterfly in episode 1, which is supposedly Rachel's spirit animal, the butterfly appears on the photo just fine. The reason that Max cannot see the doe in the photograph is because it's her own spirit animal. It's the one connection, the one difference between all of the other animals. And I believe that whenever we see the doe, this is what's happening. Something important to note is that whenever we see these animals, they usually appear before or after big events that happen to Max relating to her, either her time powers or her premonition of the twister, the tornado that's coming for Arcadia Bay. We see the doe and the bird at the lighthouse just before Max has that vision where she finds out the date where Arcadia Bay is going to be hit. We see them there. We see the doe at the junkyard when Max passes out and has another vision of the tornado. We see the butterfly just before Max gets her time powers. It's all connected, and it all relates. While the animals can't do much by themselves, they can make sure that Max and Chloe are going along the right paths. They appear in the places that they need Max and Chloe to be, possibly surveying them, just watching them, although there could be a connection to the fact that all of these weird supernatural events, Max getting her powers, her having the visions, all appear to happen close to when these animals appear. Even the bird, for instance, the blue bird, it's a little harder to connect her to Chloe as it is with the doe and the butterfly to Max and Rachel. But the bird does appear at Chloe's house, tries to fly into the room, and it dies. And it is possible to let that bird die. I don't know if that bird is exactly Chloe Price's spirit animal. It might not be, for all I know, because the bird appears at the lighthouse at the same time the doe does. So it could just be the doe's involvement and not the bird's. But I do feel like a bird fits Chloe pretty well. All I do know is that spirit animals seem to have a deeper connection to what's going on in Life is Strange than we think. We know that something's going on with the doe because it's supernatural. We can't see it in a photograph, and it appears prominently on Max as well as around her. And the butterfly is very important because it appears in multiple instances. Not just before Max gets her powers, but it also symbolizes when you make a choice, the butterfly effect, and the butterfly drawing that Max draws on the fireplace when she goes back to the past. So, what do you guys think of this theory? With episode 4 of Life is Strange just right around the corner now, this theory could be disproven by what happens in the next episode. We'll just have to see, or maybe it's right, or half right. All I know is that I'm really excited for the next episode. Guys, leave your thoughts about this theory in the comments. Let me know what you think of it. Tell me any questions you might have, and add your own theories to the discussion. If you liked the video, then please like the video. And if you like my channel and video game theories, things of that nature, then please subscribe. It helps out and you'll see more of my stuff. I might do another video on Life is Strange here in the future, but with episode 4 nearly out now, I'm going to wait until that releases, then I'm going to play that episode, and we'll see if anything else happens or not in it that might change up my theories or my way of thinking. But expect another video possibly for Life is Strange, as there's a lot of mystery going on in that series. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. See you in the next video.